Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is JT. Welcome to the Break Zone. We'll be covering live coverage for the Meta Potion Circuit here in Northern California, Circuit 1. We've seen a lot of crazy play, a lot of Earth play today. We're really glad you came to join us for the top 8. Right now, we're going to take a look at the 4th and 5th place top 8 match between two of my teammates, actually. Going to look at the top 8 matches for Jared and Philip, and both of these players have actually went into nationals. They're both pretty high rank, I think the top 30s. So let's go ahead and jump into their match while they start, and this will be our top 8 match on the featured list. All right, here we have Philip and Jared. Philip on the left, Jared on the right. Philip chooses to go first. He drops a Sildra for an Astrologian. Astrologian is an awesome card. It lets you activate your dual forwards. Really useful against a lot of these tempo style decks. Playing water. It's just really useful like all the time. Your opponents are always gonna have to think about it when they're going to attack or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and bring it up so players can take a look at it. Jared starts off by discarding a Titan into a WRO member. Philip then plays with pitching a Black Mage for another Black Mage for no value because there's no 4s out. It's okay. It's a 2-drop, so if you can get a 2-drop out, it's pretty good. Philip doubles down, trying to build up his backup list, which is good. He's playing Water Lightning. And it needs a specific set of backups that really works with this game plan. Again, both of these guys are my teammates, so I have the luxury of playing them all the time. Jared opens up with yet another. He pitches a Gabranth into another WRO member, and let's see what he does here. Again, both of these players are went to nationals. 34th players in the nation. Jared plays the Aerith, untaps to the other ones because you get to untap when you played Aerith, and plays a WRO member. That WRO member is getting pretty big because he has 2 other ones in play right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the WRO member, which just got nuked with a classic Alcid combo. So for anybody playing Lightning, Alcid, Onion Knight, or Alcid and Rigdia are staples in a lot of the lightning aggro fast lightning plays. I'll go ahead and bring up Alcid so people can take a look at what he does. So what he does is when he comes in, he's going to choose an opposing forward, and if you play a forward of cost 3 or less, a lightning forward, you can deal that forward that you chose 6,000. The awesome thing is if you choose something like an Onion Knight that says when he comes into play does another 6,000 or 5,000 or Rigdia, you could basically nuke one of their forwards and have 2 of your forwards out into play. Not only that, it takes only 4 CP and you get to play something else for free. So this type of speed really allows a lightning tempo and lightning aggression to exist in the current meta. And again, you're going to see a lot of these trends where cards are going to let you play other cards for free. You see it with the Ursula Yang. This is an Alcid with the Onion Knight, and it causes a lot of disruption on the field because you're trading 2 for 1s, right? And you're getting instant board control or instant board presence. So we're going to take a look and see how Jared's going to combat the classic Alcid combo. They're not particularly large, so that's not super scary, but they are fast. So Jared plays into the Earth Cecil, which is going to allow him to ping opposing forwards for 5,000 if he takes a point of damage. Cecil is a good play right now. I think the Cecil is a strong play. Definitely giving him the additional direct damage to deal with anything that's a little bit smaller, taking damage and stuff like that. Philip plays into the Rigdia, targeting his Cecil. Doesn't do much of anything, but it does put some damage on him. He's going to attack with the Onion Knight, which is a good move. If Jared doesn't block, he takes a point of damage like he just does. If he does, he'll trade with the he'll trade with the Cecil. the EX burst comes out, and it looks like it's going to be. Thank you, like a Paul, which is going to make everybody a lot larger, and thereby the block crushes the opposing forward. So we have Jared taking the first point of damage in this match. Remember, this is top 8, so this is going to be a best of 3 match. Jared plays into another WRO member. These WR members, they come out quick. They do a lot. They work off of each other. So it's really good to see Earth get that type of synergy. And with the Astrologian up, Philip can be a little bit more lax on the attack. He's able to attack and still be able to defend as well. He also has a Geomancer that lets him take a look at the top card of his deck. So he's got some plays here. Sometimes you want to take a look at the Geomancer. Take a look at your top card, and if it's a fortuitous EX burst, you might want to take that damage. It might be like an Odin or something, and you can play it. So speaking of Odin. Philip goes ahead, plays the Odin on the Cecil, and attacks with both Alcid and Onion Knight. I believe this is a party attack, so Philip lets it through and takes another point of damage, flipping over what looks like another WRO member in his damage pile. So now we have the match at 0-2 with Philip in the lead. Alright, let's go see what Jared does right now. He takes the damage, Philip takes the damage, flips over a K-Sith, which doesn't have any value right now. He's just tapping somebody that's already dulled for the damage since it was attacking. So Jared moves into his phase 2, main phase 2, where he's going to hopefully drop down an answer to the 2 different forwards that Philip has. He has to drop something because otherwise he's going to take 2 points of damage, bringing him to 4, which is not going to be easy to get back from. Awesome. So Jared plays the 4-drop guy. It's brave, so it's great for defense and good for early aggression. And it's easily going to be able to block both the Onion Knight and the Alcid. So it's a strong play here. I like it. It's gonna stonewall Philip for a little bit unless Philip can get rid of it. Philip just played his Odin, so if he has another one, that'd be good. Let's see what he does. He goes ahead and does a bounce, plays the Leviathan on the guy and swings in for 2 points of damage. You're going to see a lot of that with water. The bounce and then the swing. So this puts Jared at 4 damage. So he's got to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't. It's not an inescapable board. He's going to attack with the WRO member, dealing a point of damage over to Philip. Philip just goes and takes it. Has nothing else to block with, but Jared has to be careful here. He can easily wrestle the board state back with a strong forward. The forwards he's being hit with aren't necessarily big, so if he could stonewall Philip right now, he has a good chance, and that'll do it. An 8K Vincent is definitely going to help out. If Jared draws into another Vincent, or if he plays the Vincent special, he could go ahead and easily deal with both Alcid and Onion Knight and one special, and then gain board control again. So we'll see if the death penalty comes in. We've seen it all day. Death penalty is a strong super ability. So let's see if that comes into play in this match. If not, it's a strong forward to play at this point in time.
um, considering the board state, and he's winning on the backup side, and the commander comes out. So that's a lot. Those guys are pretty big now. So let's go ahead and bring up the commander and see what he does to all the other WRO members that are in play. So if we take a look at the commander, um, he's going to give all the WRO members an additional 2,000, and that WRO member also gives itself additionals based on how many WRO members you have. So right now, let's take a look at how big that WRO member is, because right now it's 6,000 plus another additional 2,000 and an additional 1,000. So it's 9,000 brave, and so it's quite a big card. Philip goes down for some more control, playing the Dark Emperor that doesn't allow special abilities. That's a strong play. I like it. You see a Vincent out, you definitely want to stop that special. And the way to stop that special is to actually use the Dark Emperor. He's going to party attack with the two of them, which is great. Let's him take out one. He's going to lose one anyways, but he still has that Dark Emperor out to stop the death penalty. So. Alright, and we have Jared up to act. Both players have 3 backups, 2 forwards. I'm going to give Jared a little bit to the edge here, but he is losing on points of damage. He discards Hecaton Kier, dueling 2 more, and bringing out Guy. Guy is so good against lightning. Things like Amon or anything that dulls, Guy just is not affected. So he's always strong. At a 4-drop, he's right at the good power level, and on top of that, he's brave. So he's really good for aggression and defense as well. So Philip discards the Amon. He's going to Odin the Guy, leaving the Vincent out, which was Dark Emperor. I think it's okay, and you can't Odin Vincent anyways, because he can't be broken by abilities or spells that don't deal damage. So the only logical thing here is to take out that guy and kind of keep the board state. It looks like both players are trying to gain control of the board, and both are having answers for each other. So good back and forth right now. With Philip ahead on damage, and keeping on par right now with the forwards. So that's good. I put it to the edge a little bit to... So Jared brings out a Delita. Let me go ahead and bring up this Delita for everyone to take a look at. It's not the Delita we're used to seeing all day today. It's actually the Opus 1 Delita. So I'll bring it up, and everyone can take a look and see what exactly it does if you're not familiar with the card. So when Delita blocks, it gains 2,000 power until the end of turn. So this Delita is the one that's slightly used slightly less, because the other Delita breaks other things, which is really useful. But this one is actually good on the defense. It looks like Jared is kind of walling up right now, and that's a dangerous move for Philip, because when Earth walls up, it's just a matter of time before you get a Ursula Gang or something that's gonna break through, like a Gapal. So Philip needs to act quickly. He needs to have an answer. He throws down a cane. Wow. Okay. I like that. Just an additional, and he uses it because it's haste to block attack. When Delita blocks, he gets plus 2,000, so he does 7,000. He's going to trade. The party attack mechanism isn't used very often. I like the way Philip's using it here. He's using it to control the board state, not letting it get too far out from him. Especially with Jared's Earth forwards being, can be a lot larger, and so it's a solid play right now. Solid play. We're seeing a lot of good back and forth. I think Jared has a slight advantage on cards. So he has he has plays to make right here. So we'll see. Let's see what he does here. Wow, and another WRO member, and these guys are they get annoying.
and the Scarmaleon. We've seen Jared play this before, and it's a very unique a use case. And personally, I think I like it. I think it's very sneaky, and not a lot of people are seeing this type of play. So I'm liking it. It's really good on the defensive end. So like I said, when Earth walls up, you should be kind of worried because that kind of puts a time clock on you. You need to act before those guys get a lot larger. And we're a Gipal or and a Crow away from really just punching through and really putting Philip on the back end here. So let's see how Philip deals with the additional two forwards that he has that he's looking at right now. Gonna attack with the Al Cid, knowing it's gonna block with the Scarmaleon. Cyclops comes out. Scarmaleon loses 3,000 power, so it doesn't have enough to kill Al Cid, and he attacks with the Dark Emperor. And Jared takes it. He's now at 5 damage. So this is getting a little close for him right here in our first game in our best of 3. It's getting close for him. He's at 5 damage. He still has, what I consider control of the board. He's going to attack with both of the WRO members, bringing Philip to 4. He can hit with the Vincent, but he's got to be careful on the backswing. So he takes the 2 free hits because those guys are brave, which is a great call. Brings Philip to 4. It's now 4-5. He passes his turn. Philip takes a look at the top card, decides, okay, and we're on to Philip's turn right now. Both players have a good, healthy amount of cards in their hands, so we'll see what they're going to do with it. Philip does need to keep a little bit of the pressure on. You do not want to give Earth an ability, a chance to wall up. You don't want to give them, an opportunity to get into the mid game when they really start to shine. When their forwards start to get away from you as an opponent, they start to get bigger. With that constant sphere of Gapals or monks, you really got to be careful. If I was Philip looking at Jared's board, I'm actually happy there's no monks out because there's no combat tricks being played. He still has the Aerith, but he can't play either Aerith or Vincent because that Dark Emperor is just kind of stopping both of those special abilities. So that Dark Emperor right now is putting in a lot of work for Philip. But he does have a delicate board state right now. He doesn't want to overextend. He's at 4. He's going to go ahead and play the Amon. He's going to go ahead and dole the Vincent. Amon's a good play. You can't use his ability yet, but his ability is where he doles himself and doles another forward. So on the defensive end, and here we go. He's going to do the Sildra and no attack. He's going to go ahead and swing in. And Jared's going to go ahead and do the Veil 4, bouncing everything back. So Philip tried to use the Sildra, which bounces 2 forwards back and tries to swing for the victory. Luckily, Jared had a Veil 4 in his hand, the legendary Veil 4, which is actually going to bounce everything back. So it's a good reset of the board right now. I'd say Philip has a slight advantage because he has 4 backups, 3 of which can actually have abilities, to activate and do things. But Jared is no longer looking at a Dark Emperor, so he too can activate his abilities for the time being. It's a good play to play the WRO member. Easily discarding a Shantoto to do so is a good play. Shantoto's not going to have a lot of value right now, especially for the cost. So right now, after a board wipe like that, you want to race. You want to get there fast. You want to get as many forwards as you can before your opponent does, and try to wrestle away that board control. So let's see how Jared does that right now. I like the WR member. Right now he's got two of them in the backup, so it helps him. It makes each one that comes out a lot stronger. He's going to play the Ashura, and it looks like he's fetching. Ashura is another great card in Win. It is a 1-drop that lets you untap backups. Lets you untap backups and all that. It's great. He plays another WRO member, and it's a good race. I like it. I think this is looking good for Jared. It's a strong player right now. He can still do more and see if he wants to further assert himself on the board control state, on the board state right now. Pitching an Aerith and another Shantoto. Okay, playing the Vincent. Okay, so for those of you following behind, that's 2 Shantotos in Jared's break zone. Shantoto is a backup that wipes the board. Most of the time, a lot of Earth players kind of hold on to that in case the board state gets away from them. But Jared just used the Veil for to bounce everything back, so he's trying to reassess his stake in the board state right now. So Philip also has his turn coming up. He has all those back forwards that he had bounced back to his hand, back in his hand. So now it's a matter of which to play first, which is going to get you the most amount of value given the board state. You're looking at 2 WRO members that are bigger and brave, and you're looking at a Vincent. So again, you need to answer these quickly. You're at 4 damage. You want to play forwards to block. You want to do something to get rid of them, or some way to mitigate the incoming damage, because they're going to attack. They're going to swing next turn, and if you do nothing right now, that's going to be lethal. So Philip needs to have an answer right now. Looking at it, I don't know if Vincent is the best thing to do. I would go for more as opposed to less, more damage. So Philip plays an Alcid. He doesn't have an Onion Knight to play with it, so he's going to play the Case Sith. He's going to play the Dark Emperor. He's going to tap the Vincent and passes his turn. So he has some bit of a stalemate right now, because if Jared swings, Philip is just going to chump block and then take 2 damage. You can never look a free Yuffie. That Yuffie is legit. He takes the damage and takes Philip to 5. Philip flips over a Cyclops, which is actually pretty good for him right now, because any additional attacks coming out, the 4s are going to be a lot weaker. So that basically stops the attack all the way through. But that's 3 WRO members out, and for the fact that you can only run 3 of any one card, it's impressive to see all three of them out on the board. Philip plays into a Cloud of Darkness, so he's going to play the Cloud of Darkness. Cloud of Darkness is an amazing board wipe for blue, and I'll go ahead and bring it up to you. It's one of those cards in Opus 1 that I really enjoy playing. I like it. I think it has a place in a lot of blue decks. When it comes into play, each player chooses one forward that they control, and the rest of them go into the break zone. So Philip chose his Dark Emperor, which is great because Jared's choosing his Vincent. While Vincent and Dark Emperor are about the same power level, Emperor stops Vincent from using his special ability. So that's a good choice to make. It's going to stop him from... Oh, and he attacks into the Vincent, and they both block and trade. So now the board stays back to no forwards and 5-5. I'm going to give Jared here the little bit of the advantage because he has cards to play. He drops another Vincent. Philip has to have an answer here. He needs to draw something that's going to help him either deal with that Vincent or add some pressure to Jared so that he doesn't continually swing. Again, both players are at 5, so just a couple more points of damage, and that's going to be the first game for the match. Philip passes. It looks like he's going to have to take a point of damage unless he has something up his sleeve. He takes a look at this top card, doesn't like it, hopes to get a EX burst here, and does not. He takes his point of damage, and now he is at 6, 1 point away from being fatal. Jared plays into the guy and passes his turn. Philip definitely needs an answer now. He's looking at 2 forwards, 1 point of damage. What options does he have here? We'll see. He's going to play the Al Cid and pass his turn. Jared is 1 damage away. He can attack and push through, but you always have to be slightly weary when you're looking at a player who's playing either lightning or water or whatnot. Jared is right to take his time here. He needs to assess and figure out what's the best play here. He's going to play the Anna Crow, just to buff his guys. He's going to swing. Jared is going to block and play the Cyclops. And that's going to be game. And that's going to be game. So game 1 goes to Jared. Strong match being played. The Cloud of Darkness was clutch. I don't know if it seemed like Philip was kind of on the back end for a lot of that game. Jared just had a lot of pressure going in, and it's hard to deal with that type of pressure. Philip was kind of on his back foot a lot. He was party attacking to try to trade into some of these forwards that are coming out. He did a good job of that, actually. I think he did I felt like he did a great job of trying to control the board to the best of his ability, not letting Jared get his board state away from him, and it's a good use of party attack. But again, we see the power of Earth coming back in and really putting a lot of pressure on Philip to make these answers constantly. So when you're looking at these matches, and the opponent, one is an aggressor and the other is reactive. If your deck isn't the type of deck that wants to be reactive, you're effectively changing the way that your opponent plays their deck, and that's huge. That is huge. You have them changing the way that they play their deck. You have them changing their game plan. You get them off. They're starting to pitch cards that they might need to kind of work their gaming engine. So that's really, really helpful. That's really good. And some decks want to be reactionary. Some decks work better when they're reactionary. So it really depends on the deck. Of course, water and lightning being the type of deck that works better being reaction based, right? Working off of what the opponent is trying to do and then changing up what you're trying to do. So I think this is a good match. We're seeing a lot of back and forth. It was a close match. Philip had Jared with a lot of damage early on, and Jared found a way to come back and really solidified the board state. And just pushed in for the win. So we'll see how round 2 goes. Again, this is the best of 3. We're looking at the 4th and 5th place match in top 8 here at the Meta Potion Circuit, NorCal event number 1 at Isle of Gamers. Thank you for joining us here. We hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying these really good matches between solid players. Looks like Jared's mulliganing. He doesn't like his first hand. And Philip chooses to keep, and he is going first. So he's going to pitch an Odin to play a Black Mage. He's pitching the Waka to play the Geomancer. Starting off with Starting off with 2 backups is always good, but that Waka, is going to see some play. I feel like with the way Earth is playing, Waka would be really helpful if you're able to flood the board. Waka can actually start to contend or make someone else contend. With a lot of these forwards are a lot bigger. Jared opens up with a solid play into WRO, discarding a Vincent. We've seen how good Vincent's been. Discarding a Vincent is a tough play. Oh, Philip comes in with a Haste Dragoon. He's going to swing in to deal the first point of damage, and it looks like it's going to be a Tama that's been flipped over. Jared is taking the first points of damage in our second match of this best of 3. Jared pitches a Kapal, plays WRO Commander, and passes his turn. The WR Commander is always a strong play, especially if you're playing Earth with the other WR members. Let's see what Philip does. Philip doles 2 to play his Yuna. Backup Yuna, in this case, is really strong for Philip's deck. It's going to allow him to play his water summons at 1 less, which, when this game is all about resource management, is a very big thing. So Jared's a little bit behind on the backup game, but he can make up for it if he starts to put a lot of pressure on Philip, changing his game plan. You're gonna let a lightning water player build up their back line. You need to put some pressure. You can't let them run rampant with that amount of resources. They're gonna start making you pay with things like Sildra or Leviathan, and they're gonna start hitting you. So Jared needs to either put some pressure on or build up his own back line so that he can go into the mid game at a much stronger position that he's in now. Jared pitches. Wow, that's 2 Vincents in the graveyard already, and he pitches to play the Maria. Let's take a look at the WR Commander, because it looks like Jared's pitting a lot of his early game board presence on this WRO Commander. Let's take a look at it and see what he does. So WR Commander, if you control Vincent, he gains 1,000 power. And if you go any other WR members, get 2,000. Philip attacks with the cane, and Jared lets it through with no block coming in. So Jared's now at 2 damage. Jared plays a W. Wow, Jared's really pulling out these WR members, and every one of them are getting stronger because that commander's out. It's a good bet to have. I would play, yes. Playing into a WR member that gets 2,000 with a Maria, that's 3,000. That's huge. So if you're taking a look at Jared's board, this commander is sitting at 8,000. I believe his WR member is sitting at. Let's take a look. It's getting plus 3,000. 2 from the commander, 1 from Maria. And Maria also buffs the guy. So Jared's board state is looking good. He might not be winning on the backup end, but he is definitely putting a lot of pressure on Philip right now. And this is kind of a turning point, because it's going to force Philip to deal with these forwards right now. And when you make your opponent change their game plan, it makes it advantageous for you, because you're playing your game plan and it's causing them to change theirs. So we'll see how Philip responds. He's got a whole handful of cards, so he can do some things. So let's see what he does. Philip plays into a Cloud of Darkness, causing another board wipe. We'll see which one Philip chooses. I believe the active player must choose first when playing a Cloud of Darkness. So Philip's going to choose a Cloud because it is a strong forward, stronger than his cane. Jared chooses the Guide. That's a strong move. I like that play. you're playing a forward. You're getting a lot of value out of that forward because that Cloud of Darkness is really giving Jared some problems right now. He's reset the board state. Philip's got 4 backups out. He attacks with the guy because it's brave. Philip's going to let it through. And Jared's going to pass his turn. We're now 1-2 in the second game of a best of 3 on our top 8 for the Meta Potion circuit. Philip's going to Odin that guy. Let's see if Jared's going to respond with anything. Jared responds with the Titan, dueling the guy and making it not unbreakable. Philip's going to take this opportunity to take in another point of damage, which is a good move. It's a free point of damage. You need to take that. And he plays the Emperor. Stopping any further what I consider Vincent shenanigans. He's going to attack with the 8K. Philip's going to go ahead and take that point of damage. Jared brings the game to 2-3, and he plays the Anacrow, making his guy a bit stronger. Now he gets additional 2,000, one from the Maria and one from the Anacrow. You're looking at a pretty strong 10K brave that can't be tapped. So brings the Alcid out into play with the Cane. Then he's gonna bounce that guy back in, and since the Cane has haste, he is going to swing with the Cane. Jared's at 4. He's going to swing with 5 and brings Jared down to 6 points of damage with no available EX bursts. Philip is able to get away without getting any repercussions for his swing. Jared is really on the ropes right now. He's going to have to deal with, if he has a Shantoto or anything of the sorts, a board wipe right now would be advantageous for him. If not, he's going to have to deal somehow with 4 attacking forwards, and you're at 1 life. Let's see what Jared does here. Philip is on the cusp of tying up this best of 3 in our top 8 match. And of course, like any good Earth player, plays a Shantoto to clear the board. I believe of all the plays that Jared could make, that was the only one that was going to save him. That's a strong play. Philip doesn't have anything to combat with. Now it's a race, with Jared having 5 cards in his hand, Philip only having 2. Right now is when you need to take this opportunity to flood the board and race your opponent out. That's exactly what Jared's doing. It's a really, really good, well-timed Shantoto. Just strong play right there. Strong play. Philip's gonna be taking some damage. Looks like, unless he has something he can respond with. Again, that Shantoto swung this match. Let's see what's on top of Philip's deck and see if he's going to let that go through. He's not. He's going to take that point of damage and hopefully flip something over. No, it looks like Philip's going to go down to. Looks like Philip's going to go up to 4 points of damage, and just like that, 1 Shantoto, and Jared has got full control of the board right now. He's got his Maria and Anacrow's out. These guys are strong and they're big. Shantoto was the last card that Philip needed to see, and with a guy that looks like it might be, we'll see. We always play these matches out and see what happens. Just like Jared was almost done, and Philip was on the cusp of tying. He's now come back to bring this all the way around. He's wrestled back board controls, a very strong play, a well-timed Shantoto, and it looks like he's got Philip on the ropes. He's got all the backups he wants out. Jared is living the dream right now. He plays into the Aerith, tapping and untapping because he can untap 3 to play Aerith for free. So Another strong card. Goes ahead and plays 4 into a Dark Emperor to stop Philip from using his Geomancer to do anything, to do any types of tapping or shenanigans. Let's see what Philip does here. He's going to tap. He's going to go ahead and bounce 2 of those guys back into Jared's hand. He's going to take the point of damage, bringing Philip to 5. The game is getting pretty close. Jared plays out another WR. You cannot get past these WR members. Right now, the mid-game, when you have WR members out, they're just really good, efficient bodies. Philip needs another answer. Let's see if he can pull out another one. We've already seen a couple of board wipes. So, and players racing to reestablish a board state. Philip plays a Larsa. That's not going to be overly helpful right now. He needs something to combat these forwards. Numbers, anything right now. He's at 5 points of damage. So if he doesn't bring out another forward or doesn't have a way to deal with one of these forwards, he's going to be taking 2 points of damage, and it's going to be game. And he had Jared at 6. Let's see what he can do here. Philip passes his turn. All right, looks like Philip is taking that point of damage. It's now tied 6-6. Philip has to block here to play the Cyclops and hopefully trade. Lowering all of Jared's forwards power by 3,000. Is there anything that Jared can do here? No, it looks like he's going to have to lose his Delita. It might actually stop his entire attacking. Let's see. That Cyclops attack ends until the end of turn. So he's going to force Philip to block. That's a good move. It looks like he's going to try to attack. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to play the guy and pass his turn. Philip has one. Looks like he's trying to do something here. Trying to stay alive. 6 points to 6 points here. Again, this is our second game in our best of 3 for the 4th and 5th place here at the Meta Potion Circuit top 8 cut. This is a tough situation for Philip to be in right now. There's not much he can do. Looking at 2, he's got to do something. He's going to bounce the guy back. Oh, Jared is going to go ahead and grab a Ashura into an Aerith to Planet Protector to protect all his guys. That is a legitimate play. All his guys are protected. There's not much Philip's going to be able to do for the rest of the turn to even target Jared's backup forwards. He's going to swing with haste. He's going to block. And I think that is game. That is a well-played game. That Ashura came in at the right time. In fact, the Shantoto play right there was legit. That Shantoto play really helped Jared come back from the brink of death, saving his match and allowing him to retool and reboot and race Philip out. Knowing that Philip was lower on cards, that Shantoto was amazing. And at the end, the Ashura into into an Aerith from the break zone to Planet Protector. I mean, that's the type of play that you see in these high level top 8 cuts for these players. That is just a really strong, a really good play that some players don't even see coming out. So you know that was just a good play. I'm glad you guys can join us for this match. As you can see, Earth is still strong, but there's a lot of different elements like water and lightning that are just as strong, that just made top 8 and are playing at a really high level. I'm glad you guys got to see that match. There's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of stack manipulation for the summons and whatnot. So if you have any comments, post them down below. We'd love to see it. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the Break Zone. We'll have more coverage of different events going out for the meta circuit, meta potion circuit. So tune in, check out our channel, hit subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And we're glad you can take a look at this match. That was a legitimate match between 2 top players in the United States, playing here at the top 8. We're glad you can join us. It was a good match, and we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we come back for the next round of our meta potion circuit. So stick tuned. We're gonna go ahead and break for a little bit so that we can continue with our next match into the top 4. So we'd love to see you come back, and yeah, we'll see you in a bit.